You guys see this? Yeah, you guys can see this. So what I'm doing is I'm establishing a list based off of what I learned from Dr. Danny about simple things like the full moons. So this is a full moon calendar. I just found it here off of the Google. And then I'm looking for the lunar eclipse list of 2025, and then this will be the solar eclipse list 2025. And then what I'm going to do is look up Mercury retrograde dates for 2025. And what I'm doing is, this is August being honest August as always. Clearly, blankety blank. Did I do anything in January? Absolutely not. February. Have I done anything in February? Absolutely not. Blankety blank. Oh, but look, I left myself a little Easter egg. Today is the 25th, and we'll have a new moon. Okay. So what did I do in February? Let's talk about a little bit what I did in February. So in February, this was the Chinese Lunar New Year. And what I did on the Chinese Lunar New Year was I started an avid rampage of, essentially, I have all these ideas, and where's my microphone? Oh, hey, microphone. Basically, I have all these ideas, and I've been doing my best to give them out to other people by realizing, like, hey, this would be a good idea. But one thing I learned within my family is that I don't look at the same things that other people are seeing. And so what I realized was that I should probably take my own advice. And so that's what I started doing. And the results I got were absolutely astronomical. It was very fulfilling. And then for whatever reason, right around like this day, I think it was like every day between the 18th to like, today's the 25th. So this is today. For like basically a whole week, it was the weirdest thing ever. I have no other way to explain it other than like an ego spiral. Really what any of this means is like I learned that I'm very consistent at being inconsistent. So that's what this kind of grace period taught me was the 12th all the way to essentially what is the 24th is that, so 12 days. I'm consistent at being inconsistent. And to start a new cycle, to start again, what it requires is to monitor the hazards. And then ultimately to transmute the hazard. So ultimately what any of this means is that for me to implement a new cycle, it really requires to start a new cycle. So it's going to be 12 days of unknown, and then another 12 days of trust, and then 12 more days of just straight up redundancy. Stand by as I relieve myself. So what any of this means and why any of this matters is that as the Chinese Lunar New Year must have been before this. Stand by. So that was January 29th? When was Chinese New Year 2025? Oh, interesting. So what I found out this month was that when you go from an empty moon to a full moon, you're going to have to go from the full moon back to an empty moon. So this is when you gather. This is when you release. I was thinking about this yesterday, and it came to me more along the lines of this is the patience period. What is the opposite of patience? The opposite of patience is, no kidding, it's impatience, but like, what is impatience? Not irritability. It's more about like this is watering the plant. And then the patience to then get to this point where there's going to be like a blossom. How do you spell blossom? I don't know if I've written this word in years. Yeah, because at that point, you're going to go back to a full moon. So this cycle is from here to here 14 days. And so that's the whole point, is that you basically get, or at least in my view, so this is March. What did I write there? MRS. Anyone know what that means? Anybody in the front? Anybody in the back? MRS. Oh, Mercury retrograde starts. That's what that means. So Mercury retrograde is going to be on the 14th, and it'll end on the 6th of that month. Mercury retrograde ends. Wow. Okay, so I thought for myself back when it was convenient for me to do this. Okay, so now we're going to be putting the moons. So the full moon is going to be on the 14th of March. The 14th of March, wow, I already wrote that down. And then the new moon would be the 29th. Wow, I already wrote that down. Great. It's almost like I was supposed to be doing this, and I'm finally getting to it. So the key concept here